Everyone, today we're gonna talk about some more PlayStation 3 titles. Before you watch the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Maybe leave a comment after the video if you liked it, and let's get on with it. Starting with Devil May Cry HD Collection. I like collecting these HD collections on the PS3 because there are some really good ones, and this one's pretty good. The first Devil May Cry games are in there 1, 2, and 3 Special Edition, and this one is a good one, although there are some jankiness inside, I would say. The problem with this one is that the cutscenes are still in the 4:3 aspect ratio and the menus, so it's a bit jarring switching from one to the other through the game. So the game just kind of flickers like that, but the games are solid, and this is pretty much the best way to enjoy these titles. Although this same HD collection did came out on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One as well. And we are not gonna stop with just one Devil May Cry game. This is Devil May Cry 4. This is the fourth installment in the series. I also have 5 on the PlayStation 4, but yeah, these are fun titles, great games. Sometimes brutally hard in difficulty, which I never really understood why these games are difficult, but yeah, Devil May Cry basically started this genre, and then God of War perfected it, in my opinion. But there are some really good hack and slash, and you would also call it like action adventure titles, and these are pretty fun, I would say. And then last but not least, in the Devil May Cry series, there is DMC Devil May Cry, the sort of bastard child of the series that nobody likes. I liked it. Actually, this is the only Devil May Cry game that I played. I only dabbled in the others a little bit, but yeah, I liked this. This was made by Ninja Theory, as you can see. They are the ones who are now working with Microsoft, and they are making the Hellblade series, as well as Enslaved was another one of their games, and Heavenly Sword. And this is a fun one because I actually have the soundtrack selection. It's on CD, Combi Christ and Noisia, I think that's the name of the band. And this is actually pretty fun. There are some really good like heavy metal soundtrack for this game. I did really enjoy that, and I think this game is a bit underrated, you could say, because a lot of Devil May Cry fans are hating on it, understandably, because it's not really a Devil May Cry game. Plus, they made some questionable decisions, and then with Devil May Cry 5, they basically just retconned the whole game, and it's like everyone forgot about it. So yeah, but I think it was still pretty cool. A short but fun little hack and slash game. The next one is a whole series. This is the Dirt series, or as it was originally called, Colin McRae Dirt. So there was Colin McRae Rally series. That was pretty fun. A really high quality, highly recommended game series. And then they turned into the Dirt series, which is, it's a bit more arcadey maybe, but it still has all those rally stuff. And then there was Dirt 2, the sequel, and then the third one was Dirt 3. I didn't really like this game that much, and they lost the Colin McRae name after a while because sadly Colin McRae passed away. He died in a helicopter accident. And Dirt 3, I think it really went to a different, how do I say this, like a different vision, different style, just like the Forza Horizon games, and I'm not really a big fan of those art style and design, and I don't know, I think for me it's a bit mediocre and a bit more flashy. There is a lot of music in there, there is a lot of like crazy colors in the menus, and it's not really for me, but I think this game was still pretty cool. Next one is one of my favorites on the PlayStation 3. It's Dishonored Game of the Year edition. I also have the special edition. I made a short about it a couple of weeks ago, how that's like a special edition, and that one has the base game. This is the Game of the Year edition, so it has all the DLCs. This is just a really good like immersive simulator, kind of like a spiritual successor for the Thief series, but I think this is much better in quality. I played the first and the second Dishonored game without killing anyone, because you are an assassin. You have to stop a bunch of people, but if you are smart and you are playing it well, you can get the good ending without killing anyone. So that's pretty fun. It's a fun way to treat the game more like as not exactly like action game, because if you get visible, if the guards see you, they can kill you pretty fast. But if you are smart about it, you can, hide in the shadows and kill everyone, or, even just like knock everyone out and do that. But yeah, Dishonored is really fun. I just love this game. The next one is a weird one. I have DJ Hero. This is just the disc. Although I do have the weird turntable. So it has like a USB wireless turntable. And there are mixes and there are some cool songs in it. As you can see, there is like Jay-Z and Beastie Boys and 50 Cent and David Bowie songs, and then it's like mixed together. And you use this weird contraption. So yeah, back in the day, rhythm games, especially like the Guitar Hero and Rock Band series, was pretty big. And Activision was like, okay, let's push this game out really quickly. Like, no kidding, sometimes it was even like one game per month from them, and they just flooded the market. It was actually Bobby Kotick's, the CEO slash owner's idea to really milk these franchises into oblivion. And DJ Hero was one of those franchises. It's still pretty good. I think it's a fun series, although I didn't really enjoy playing with the turntable. It's not really my forte, to be honest. Next one is Doom 3 BFG edition. So I think I did have the 360 version as well. Plus this one should have like a slip cover that's like lenticular or whatnot. But this one's a pretty good edition. It includes the first two. So it includes Doom and Doom 2 plus the third game. This is actually how I beat the first two Doom games on this collection, and saving is a bit of a pain in the ass because it's a PlayStation 3 game. Saving system is really not that good, but the games run fine. And this third game, Doom 3, to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I wanna give it another go because I think it's an interesting title, but I much prefer the later ones like Doom and Doom Eternal. But still, Doom 3 BFG edition is a cool release. Something that's also a really cool release is Drakengard 3. So this is a US copy, as you can see from the ESRB rating. This is also sealed. So a couple of years ago, I got into the Nier series and I wanted to pick this up because the Nier series is the spin-off of the Drakengard series. So it came from these titles. And Drakengard 3 was a title that I really wanted physically, but it didn't get a physical release outside of like a huge collector's edition in Europe. So it wasn't easy to track this down. It was like $40 from like a online retailer. It was on sale. So I was like, yeah, what the heck. It was a Christmas present actually for myself. And I'm really glad that I did get it. It's such an amazing looking game. I know it doesn't run the best, but I still want to play this because I heard it's like bizarre and kind of crazy. If I get the craving and I get sad that there are no Nier titles anymore, this is the game that I have to play to satiate that hunger, I guess. But yeah, just like an amazing cover. And I really like the blue one, although yeah, it was pretty illogical from Sony to, when the PlayStation 4 released, they basically released the blue band on the PlayStation 3 titles as well, so it led to a bunch of confusion. And after a couple of months, they basically just, went back to the black label in the US, at least. And yeah, and this game still is only on PlayStation, so it still lives and dies on the PlayStation 3, which is sad. I hope we get a new Drakengard, like remaster or something, because the first two games are supposed to be pretty good as well. I think Drakengard is said to be like a game that's like really fun but miserable to play. And I hope I can prove them wrong, and I hope I would like this, although I'm not really sure about that. So yeah, I already talked about how I like these Mario Kart clones, or like these, like, mascot kart racing games, and DreamWorks Superstar Karts is exactly that. So yeah, you can play as Shrek, Donkey, the characters from Madagascar, and Monsters vs. Aliens, and yeah, I haven't played this yet. Maybe in the future I want to make a video where I compare all of these, because I have quite a few now. I still have a couple of these titles to get. But yeah, this one looks like a pretty good party fun. And I like Shrek, so that's not that bad. One of the hidden gems, in my opinion, of the PlayStation 3 is Driver San Francisco. It is really, really fun. Basically, you are this sort of guy who dies, and then his ghost can go to and possess people, and through possessing people, you can possess cars and drive them, and it's just really good. It's like a movie car chase kind of thing. So there is this open world. It's not like GTA, so you can kind of get out of the car, but not really. It's more about the racing and more about the stealing cars and street racing. It's a really, really cool title. It's sad that Ubisoft doesn't do anything with the Driver series. This is a returning thing actually with a bunch of game series is on the PlayStation 3, that that you have this fun franchise like Driver, and then Ubisoft was like, nah, the crew was gonna be much more, it's more monetizable, I guess. But yeah, Driver San Francisco, don't sleep on it, get this game, because this is really good. And something that's also really good, just in general, it's Ducktales Remastered. This is the actual physical version of it, because there was the one where it only had a keychain in it and a DLC code. But yeah, this is a really fun platformer, a reimagining of the classic Capcom platformer. And actually, this game was published by Capcom as well. I like the old ones, but yeah, this one's just fantastic. Great. The voice acting is the same from the TV show. If you like DuckTales, if you like really good cartoony platformers, this is one of the best in that category. Although I think you can still get it digitally on the PlayStation 3 and on the Xbox One with the backwards compatibility. I have both of them, and it's really good. I highly recommend it. Something that I don't really recommend, Duke's Kick-Ass edition of the Duke Nukem Forever. Yeah, this one is a hot garbage of a game. I played it. I think it's not that bad. It's not like one of the worst games of all time. But yeah, it's really not good. It comes with this little, what do you call it, like a 3D glass. And then you have the manual, which is nice and colorful. And this is whatever. Oh, there is the SE code in there. And then there is like a big Duke Nukem poster, which is the same from that. But you can watch that in 3D if you want to. This is... Duke Nukem is so childish, but I really like Duke Nukem. So, I don't know, I played a lot of Duke Nukem 3D. That's a fun game. This one is not very fun. I would say it's not as bad as people say, but it's sure as hell it's not good. Next up is Dungeon Siege 3. Ugh, I don't have anything to say about this. I have no idea what this game is. I know it was like a big PC title back in the day. I think it's more like an RPG, but yeah, from the looks of it, it's kind of like a Diablo clone, so let's just leave it at that. Two more games for today's video. This is Enslaved, Odyssey to the West. We already talked about Ninja Theory today, and this is their second game on the PlayStation 3. It's not good, in my opinion. I played it. It's like a platformer action game. There are some really cool ideas, They even made a, I think they even made a, what do you call it? Movie out of it, like a CGI movie out of it within the game's engine. So the movie itself was pretty cheap to produce. It's pretty good looking, I think, but it's just greens and browns all the way. And the circus is in there, so that's pretty fun. This like main character, Monkey Man, is played by him, and the writer was Alex Garland, who is like a pretty big director by now. You know, they is the 20 day 28 days later writer, and he got a bunch of credits after that. But yeah, Enslaved is not really good, I think. It was really ambitious for the time, which is, you know, always good, but it just didn't really reach those heights that they wanted it to reach. And last but not least for today, there is two games, but I want to talk about Earth Defense Force. These are some of my favorite like shooters. They are really fun. This is actually, I think, a extra remake sort of kind of deal from Sandlot Studios for the 360 game, because that was exclusive, but this is like a extra version. And then there is Insect Armageddon, which I think it has the coolest cover out of all of my games. It's just really a good looking cover. If you don't know what Earth Defense Force is, I highly recommend it. These are pretty low budget, like action shooter games. The missions are pretty short, so it's like 10 minutes per mission. There are these giant bugs and ants and spiders and whatnot, and you just shoot them. There are different weapons, different soldier classes, and usually, like, you know, games have like 6 chapters or 8 chapters. This game has like 100 chapters with really short missions. So it's really fun. You can always play them in like split screen co-op. And you know, even on modern platforms there are a bunch of Earth Defense Force games. So this is one of those really underrated, weird Japanese, low budget but high quality titles. And I would recommend them every day, all day, because they are really, really fun. And that's it for today. There are quite a few games we gone through. I have a lot of recommendation from this one, like Dragon Guards, Doom is really good, Dishonored is amazing. Of course, the Devil May Cry series is a classic. There's Earth Defense Force, Ducktales, Driver, so a bunch of really good games. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did. Leave a comment if you enjoyed this, and make sure you subscribe. And you know, see you next time.